Well, this is various groups that have been fighting in the south of Syria. And as you said, that area of southern Syria, Daraa, that was considered the cradle of the revolution, gives you an idea of how symbolic it is that the Syrian regime forces have taken that back. Now, that was as a result of a ground offensive, but truces and deals being reached between these various rebel groups that have seen these evacuations take place. And sources saying some 20 buses with around 400 plus fighters have already left the Daraa province, heading to rebel-held Hama, and then onwards, it's thought, to northern Syria and the rebel-held area of Idlib. There are still pockets, though, around Daraa where various other rebel groups continue to fight on. But look, what does this actually mean right now for Syria? What it's meant is that you've also had a huge amount of civilian displacement. Some of those have gone towards the border with Jordan, some of those towards the area with the Golan Heights. That's creating tension with Israel. But also look at the situation which we've seen before when Syrian forces have reached these deals with rebels, and the rebels have been packed onto these buses and sent north, not too far from where we are here on the Turkey-Syria border, to Idlib. Now, that creates a very dangerous situation for the millions of civilians that remain in Idlib, because a lot of these rebel groups are considered legitimate targets by the Syrian regime forces and by Russia that backs those. So we've seen Russian airstrikes throughout this year in the Idlib province, despite the fact it's supposed to be a de-escalation zone. So extremely important symbolically that the Syrian regime forces have taken back Daraa. The fighting around that area in southern Syria remains and continues, but the humanitarian situation, the situation for civilians, both in the south that are pushed up against the border, and remember, Jordan hasn't opened its border to those civilians that are fleeing fighting, and for the civilians in the north that are now essentially in a holding pen with those rebels that have been bussed out of these areas of fighting, it of course places them in an extremely precarious situation. So all eyes really are going to be in the coming months on the situation in Idlib in the north of Syria. There have been warnings for a very, very long time. We ourselves have been reporting from inside Idlib, but that's really where the focus of attention is going to be in the coming weeks and months.
Sara Firth in Gaziantep. Thank you, Sara.